Thank you very much. It's the electronic pet fence,
Yes.
also known as a hidden fence or invisible pet fence. So let's take a look. So let's start with this. This is the transmitter used to connect the boarder so that you and the dog can do your training. This is the receiver collar. This is what gives the dog its lessons via shock therapy. It is waterproof, and this is the battery that goes in. And you can hear it's activated. There we go. Okay, there you go. Okay. This is the mounting hardware for the transmitter. It is a wall mount unit. So here's your mounting hardware for that. These are the shock studs that go with the transmitter. We have small ones for thin furred dogs, which are these two. And then we have longer ones for thicker furred dog. And then we also have a tester, which I'll show you later, that shows you that the unit is working. We have an instruction sheet for the unit. This is your boarder wire. This is the electrical wire that sends the wireless signal to the receiver to let the dog know if he is in the correct place or not. And this is your power adapter for the transmitter. It's 100 to 240 volts, so it will work anywhere in the world. And then here's your training flags. These are what you put along the border, and this helps you and the dog understand where the wire is buried and where the border of the yard is located. Okay, this is the receiver. It's the dog's shock collar for training. It is weatherproof. You can see, you can open it here, put the 6-volt battery in. You can hear it's active. There you go. It comes with shock collars, which are short versions for thin-haired, thin-furred dogs, and longer versions for longer-furred dogs. And it comes also with a tester when you have the studs on, like this is. Place this on here when the transmitter is live to test if the collar is working. Alright, so this is our transmitter. Here's the power cable. As I mentioned before, it is universal voltage, 100 to 240 volt. It'll work anywhere. There we go. Okay, so you would make your border with this wire, you would bury the wire, and then you make your closed circuit with a loop to activate the transmitter. You can see right now it's called break because there's no closed circuit. We've already pre-cut some wire and taken off the cover so the wire's exposed. Now, wait. Circuit. Oh, now it's open again. Let's close it again. There we go. Okay, there we go. Okay. Alright, so we've already put the battery in the receiver. So go ahead and attach the shock studs. I'll use the long shock studs. Actually, I'll put it inside the circle. Alright. So, it's on, we're okay. Turn the sensitivity up, and now the dog is being punished or trained that he's too close to the border. We turn the sensitivity lower, it's okay. Okay, red light, no beeping, that means it's active. Okay, now flashing light means it's active, but the dog is being trained. Now let's see if the shock is actually working. So, put our tester on the unit. Right now, no light. You hear the beeping, you can see the light, the shock is being administered. There we go. Now let's take it out of the circle. Again, turn up sensitivity, and again you can see the dog is being reprimanded. After we've tested the transmitter and the receiver, our next step is to actually set up the border. So you have 300 meters of cable, okay, and you bury this in the ground, of course leaving enough room for each end to actually attach to the transmitter, like as we've done here. So you make your border. As you go along making your border, we have the training flags, which are meant for both you and the dog to know where the border of the yard is located. You can bury the wire 1 to 2 inches, that's 2.5 to 5 centimeters in the ground. That's good enough to keep it steady, and it will transmit wirelessly just fine to the receiver. So after we make our border, we place our flags, and of course we want to mount the transmitter. So, now it's time to mount the transmitter. You can mount it inside your house, in your garage, or outside in a covered area that will not be affected by the weather. It also needs to be very close to a power outlet. It comes with the mounting hardware, which is 4 anchors and screws. They can be put in concrete or anything else where you can drill the holes you need, place the anchors, and then place your 4 screws on this to mount it. It should be mounted high enough that kids will not play with it, that only the supervisor of the dog has access.